Good morning, beloveds. Um, it's Valentine's Day. It's also winter in Texas. I'm not as excited about it as I look. It started raining today, and there's a possibility that it will turn into freezing precipitation or maybe snow around 7 tonight. And that means tomorrow could be weird. And then, Tuesday, it's going to be like 8 degrees. When I was reading through the hourly forecast, now granted, it's an app on my phone. There's at one point that the feels like could be 4 degrees. We don't know how to deal with this. We do not know how to deal with this. So the good news is that it doesn't start until later today. So anybody who's doing since we live stream our service, we should be good to get there, to get it live streamed safely, and we should all be home well before all of this starts. Are any of us excited about it? I don't know. There's that little kid in me that's excited about maybe seeing snow. But there's also the adult in me going, I have to go to work on Monday. I don't know how to drive in this. I know most of my neighbors don't know how to drive in this, and my husband's like, whatever. But my husband was born in New York City and grew up on a farm in New Jersey, so yeah, he's totally not fazed by this. So of course we get freezing weather for Valentine's Day. I hope that your Valentine's Day is going well. We brought Rita, so you can have a cam meow today. For Valentine's Day, you needed to see something fuzzy and orange, right? And she's purring away and licking me. But, all right, let's see what Ernest has to say for Valentine's Day. Okay. And our title it is January 14th. January. Feels like January in Minnesota. It is February 14th. Our title is I Accept My Good. Go thy way, eat thy bread with joy, and drink thy wine with a merry heart. For God now accepteth thy works. And that is from Ecclesiastes 9:7. God speaks when we listen. God is there when we open the door. And when we listen, there is a response from something greater than ourselves, that is the infinite person, the limitless possibility. God speaks whenever and wherever we listen to our inner voice. There is a presence in the universe that is personal to us. It is the spirit of which we are the direct individualizations. Whenever we create an idea, it is because a demand has been made upon the mind of God that is incarnated in us. We mentally measure out what we shall receive in terms of the limitations of our previous experiences. But little by little, we see that we can grow and experience adds to experience until we accumulate an ever greater possibility. Each one of us is a direct inlet and a direct outlet to God. This infinite personalness residing within us is never limited by or separated from us except by the degree of our own ignorance. Our inner voice is always instantly available to guide and direct us through the vicissitudes of living. I listen with complete faith and trust the voice of love guiding me today. I accept the abundant good that flows easily and freely to me. In return, I am loving and generous to all others, knowing that we are joined in spirit. My whole mind is open to the divine influx of joy, love, wisdom, and guidance, my life prospers. All right. Oh. There's a lot. There's a lot in here. There's a lot in here. Starting with the title, I accept my good. Because so frequently we don't. Because we have worthiness issues. God has no worthiness issues. Not with us, not with itself. You know, we are the ones with the issues. We are the ones who look at ourselves in the mirror and go, I'm not worthy. God has never said that. Spirit has never said that. And Spirit never will. One of the arguments that Reverend Jesse makes is that the reason that God does not judge, the reason that God cannot judge, is you can only judge what is outside of you, and nothing's outside of God. We live and move and have our being within God. Therefore, God, Spirit, cannot judge us and will not judge us. So it's up to us to accept our good, whatever that good is. So the Bible quote is, "Go thy way, eat thy bread with joy, and drink thy wine with a merry heart, for God now accepteth thy works." God's always accepted our works. The only personality God has is the one we've assigned to God. So God doesn't have a personality. God is infinite and unlimited. So God always accepts us just as we are. And I like that he starts by saying, God speaks when we listen. Not when we listen, God speaks. But God speaks when we listen. God's talking all the time. Spirit is talking all the time. There's always something. The question is, are we listening? Are we tuning in? It's like, kind of think about God as a radio station. It's our job to tune it. It's our job to find the station. It's our job to listen. God is there when we open the door. God's always ready for us. The question is are we ready for God? Foster just walked in. And when we listen, there is a response from something greater than ourselves, that is the infinite person, the limitless possibility. And that really is what God is. God is the limitless possibility. And it's up to us to open ourselves to that limitless possibility. It's up to us to listen. It's up to us to tune in. And when we're willing to do that, amazing things can happen. There's a presence in the universe that is personal to us. So there is a presence in the universe that is personal to us. What we carry is personal to us. It is the spirit of which we are the direct individualizations. So it's like, every now and again I'll reference this movie, and right now I can't think of the name of it, but it starred Elizabeth Hurley and Brendan Fraser. And it was from the early 90s. And Brendan sells his soul to the devil, and Elizabeth Hurley plays the devil. And at one point, Brendan's character ends up in jail with God. And God tells him, you can't sell your soul to the devil because it's not yours to begin with. You can't sell something you don't own. And that's the truth. The spirit, the soul, that which we are, it's part of something so much greater. We just happen to be an individualized center of that. But it's still connected to the greater, always. And when we realize that and we open up to that connection, all things become possible. And that's what's personal to us. We've personalized that splinter of the spirit. We've personalized that splinter of the soul that we are. Whenever we create an idea, it is because a demand has been made upon the mind of God that is incarnated within us. Ideas are always sleeting in. Are we listening? We are divine distributors. So if something new, if you want to create something new and exciting, you have all of the power of that spirit, that soul within you. Are you willing to let that power come through you? We mentally measure out what we shall receive in terms of the limitations of our previous experiences. What have we gotten before? But little by little, we see that we can grow, and experience adds to experience until we accumulate an ever greater possibility. So we start off with a thimble of acceptance. I mean, if you sew, you know what a thimble is, but if you don't, it fits over the finger to protect the fingers while you're sewing. So they're small. So we start out with a thimble of acceptance. And when we fill that up, then we go, well, maybe I should try bigger. Well, I want to try a shot glass. And we fill that up. And then we try a bigger glass until we move up into a bucket. And so we continue to enlarge our cup of acceptance based on our experience. So the more we tune in, the more we listen, the more we let flow through us, the bigger our cup of acceptance gets, because experience teaches us. And occasionally we hit bumps in the road and we don't fill it up. And we realize that we've gotten in our own way, and then we start again because we remember, oh wait, no, this is possible. It's unlimited possibility. So we keep enlarging until we hit that point that we realize that we don't need a cup of acceptance anymore. That we can accept. Just accept. That's the goal. How many of us get there? I don't know. But that's what we are working on. That is what we teach. That is what all of us work on. And there are moments when our cup of acceptance is big because we're willing. And there are moments when our cup of acceptance is small because we're not. And frequently what we find is, a good way to practice is, frequently our cup of acceptance is bigger when we are willing for other people. Especially people that we love and care about. So each one of us is a direct inlet and a direct outlet to God. This infinite, each one of us is a direct inlet and a direct outlet of God, meaning we all take in ideas and we all we manifest, we all manifest. So God can only do through us what God can do for us. It's the same thing with the rest of the world. If we want to change the world, where do we start? Right here. In our individualized centers, recognizing that we are direct inlets and direct outlets of spirit. This infinite personalness residing within us is never limited by or separated from us. Never limited by or separated from us, except by degrees of our own ignorance. The truth is, it can never be separated from us. Any separation is an illusion. The limited, that's us getting in our own way. And so when we recognize that we're getting in our own way, then we treat to get out of our own way. And if we need support in that, then we go to people who care about us and ask them to treat with us. Not for us, with us. Because we have to be willing to accept the treatment. Our inner voice is always instantly available to guide and direct us through the vicissitudes of living. I love the vocabulary word, the vicissitudes. So our inner voice is always available. It is really literally up to us to tune in. Up to us to tune in. I listen with complete faith and trust to the voice of love guiding me today. If you're going to listen to any voice, listening to the voice of love with a capital L is an excellent choice. I accept the abundant good that flows easily and freely to me. In return, I am loving and generous to all others, knowing that we are joined in spirit. Okay, so I'm accepting the abundant good that flows easily and freely to me. And in return, I am loving and generous to all others, knowing that we are joined in spirit. My whole mind is open to the divine influx of joy, love, wisdom, and guidance. My life prospers. So, our whole mind is open to the divine influx of joy, love, wisdom, and guidance. Our life prospers. All right. So our mission today, should we choose to accept it, is going to be experience adds to experience. So we are practicing our cup of acceptance. We are allowing our experience of love, our experience of peace, our experience of joy, our experience of creativity to grow so that our cup of acceptance continues to grow. All right. Okay, beloveds. I have a lot to think about. I hope you do as well. Because today is an excellent day to think about love. And it is not just about romantic love with your partner. It is about it's just about love. I saw a friend of mine who made an effort. She posted, she makes an effort to make Valentine's Day not just about romantic love. She went out of her way to make loving experiences for her daughters growing up. They would have Valentine's Day tea parties with all of the heart-shaped, stuff and everything. And I think that's a good way to do it. It's like, practice all kinds of love on Valentine's Day, but don't just limit it to Valentine's Day. Practice all kinds of love every day, especially on yourself. So do something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something compassionate for yourself today and every day. Because you are a beloved child of spirit, in whom spirit is in whom spirit is well pleased. You are worthy. There's nothing that you have to do to be worthy, because you are a direct inlet and a direct outlet of God, of spirit, of the quantum field. Whatever word makes you the happiest, please use it. Ernest didn't get caught up in the words, so if you change his words a little bit, he's okay with it. He's definitely okay with it. All right, beloveds. There is definitely no opening the windows today suggestion. It's too cold out there. But I do encourage you to bundle up, stay warm. Drink plenty of warm liquids today. Today, definitely, the next week is going to look like hot cocoa days for us. So be safe and take care of yourself. And please do open the windows of your soul and allow the breath of heaven to remind you that you do live in heaven now. That is our state of grace. What it takes is literally us tuning in. Okay, so it's Sunday, and that means that right here on Facebook Live, the Creative Life Spiritual Center's Facebook Live, we will have your service at 11 a.m. I'm trying to be mindful of the fact that I'm archiving these on YouTube, and they're not going to be on the Creative Life Center YouTube. So if you do want to go back and see any of these, then go to the Running Rev Ryan YouTube channel. That's where these are archived. But Creative Life Spiritual Center does have a YouTube as well, and our Sunday services are archived on that, so please feel free to join us there. And Reverend David will be on around 5 p.m. here on Facebook Live. And if you're curious about us, please email, our website is creativelife.org. Our Facebook is Creative Life Spiritual Center, as is our YouTube channel. And you can always get on our mailing list by emailing info@creativelife.org. And then it'll let you know about any other things that I have been talking about when I do promos for all the other things that we try and do. All right, beloveds, stay warm and have a wonderful Valentine's Day. See you in a couple of hours right here on Facebook Live for the center service.